Hello, this is Bishop Helen with a short video letting you know why I think Safe Church is important. We are called by God to be good stewards of our resources and to care for our fellow disciples in Christ. Spending time and energy making sure that property and people are well cared for is being faithful to that call. That is what Safe Church is all about. Now, implementing these practices can be inconvenient, I know this. It can seem like overkill and a bit of a waste of time and energy. However, we do need to do everything that we can to ensure that our people and their property are looked after and safe. Now, you may have questions that are not addressed in this video, so a discussion guide is included with this resource, which is designed to help your leadership team to make a safe church a priority in your parish. Real property consists of outbuildings and rectories owned by the diocese that are in the care of the parish. Basic care of those facilities is doing our best to avoid things like vandalism or damage to the buildings. Then there is physical liability. If there are areas in your church building where someone could be injured, measures need to be taken to prevent possible injuries. It is helpful to have a record of maintenance repairs and projects. You pay insurance premiums to protect you should an incident occur that leads to injury or property damage. Now, that coverage can be denied if we cannot show that we have done what is reasonably expected to prevent the incident from happening. Keeping an incident log is helpful. It also highlights areas of concern, like maybe tripping on a carpet, for example. Having blank forms that are easily available to fill out when an incident occurs makes the process so much easier. If you're having work done on your church or your building and you employ outside contractors, it's important to have an agreed upon price, the timeline and the details of the project, and that the contractor has confirmed that they have insurance to cover themselves and their employees should injury or damage happen. A written agreement becomes an important document if a dispute arises afterwards. Parish buildings are often used by a variety of outside groups during the week. Should any type of injury or damage occur, it's good to know who was around when it happened. A sign-in and sign-out sheet is a good idea. Keeping an updated list of those who have keys and the alarm codes, or maybe a schedule of weekly groups that is a good way to keep everyone safe. If your parish does a lot of food preparation, one or more parishioners need to complete a food safety course. Many of these courses are simply offered online. They address things like cleaning and maintenance and offer a checklist that can be used to make sure all recommended precautions are being followed. Looking after our records is important too. Records such as membership lists, vestry books, wedding, funeral, baptism and confirmation registers are vitally important as they are part of our story in the diocese. The story of the people who have worshipped and received the sacraments in our parishes is part of caring for our people. Accurate meeting minutes, especially around the spending of money, needs to be clearly detailed so that if a decision is later questioned or needs to be revisited by the parish, it can be. Safe storage of these records is part of the care of property. In the diocese, we have an archivist, Canon Trevor Powell, and he has produced an excellent resource about what types of record and for how long they should be kept. It is on our website. Please go check it out. The regular forwarding of relevant documents to the Synod Office is also helpful, rather than waiting several years and then sending over a massive amount of material all at once. Financial records are also important because they show how parishes uses its money to fund activities. It's a vital part of stewardship, and it's also an expression of the gratitude of God's abundant blessing upon us all, and it honours the commitment of faithful parishioners. If your records are kept electronically, please make sure that they can be accessed at any time. This may mean having a backup copy which is stored off-site. Emails are also seen as a type of property. They can be accessed to determine how a conversation among two or more people occurred if a dispute arises. Caring for people means not disclosing confidential information, either intentionally or unintentionally. So taking steps to ensure the contents of the email can only be seen by those who have the authority is vital. Volunteers are the lifeblood of our parish life. Most of what happens in the parish context is because of volunteers. Showing our appreciation for their willingness to give of their time and talents to God's mission in the world means regularly expressing gratitude and thanks. It's also helpful to ensure that the volunteers have an orientation to what is being asked of them. Knowing who they report to or who they may need to seek guidance from is also important in caring for our volunteers. We have an obligation to ensure that any employee we hire or a volunteer that we recruit is suitably cared for. Setting aside time once a year to review their position and to ask for or give feedback about how they're doing makes sure that everyone is happy. The same goes for our employees. We have an obligation to ensure that an employee we hire or a volunteer that we recruit is suitable for the task that they are hired to do. Employees and volunteers are asked to provide a recent criminal records check and a vulnerable sectors check. They are to be given a clearly laid out job description so that everyone knows what is expected of them. This then provides a framework for conversation at the review when you have it. The Safe Church initiative addresses pastoral care as well. Generally, the pastoral care is often done on a one-on-one meeting with someone who is either bereaved or sick or injured, and can occur in a home or hospital or care facility. Pastoral care needs trained people to do this work. If you're interested in some training, please contact the diocese before sending out any pastoral care teams. Sunday school is the same. We need to insist on a criminal records check and a vulnerable sectors check for all adults working with children. And while having these checks does not always prevent incidents from occurring, we are to protect our children as best we can. Plan to Protect is an organisation that offers online courses where it is very user-friendly and provides helpful information when working with young people. Again, if you look on the diocesan website, their information is there. The Diocese of Qu'Appelle has both policy and procedures for suspected sexual misconduct, as well as bullying and harassment. These policies and procedures can be easily accessed on the diocesan website under Resources and Safe Church. You can access these without having to disclose confidential information to either a fellow parishioner or a clergy. Ensuring sustainability resources on the website include helpful checklists to make sure that you've covered all the areas of caring for people and for property. It is your responsibility to do your best as a parish in this diocese to implement safe church policies and practices. Please let us know if you have any questions or concerns, and it is our responsibility to work with you to discuss those concerns and to explore ways in which we can make safe church work in your context. If you are still unsure about how to implement a procedure, or if you need help finding a useful example to use, please visit www.qu'appelle.anglican.ca or contact the Synod office. Your Safe Church officer is here to help. As a parish, please review your practices. Pick a month and do it annually. This way you can ensure that you continually respond to God's call to be faithful stewards of all that is given to us. I thank you for your faithfulness to your God, this diocese, your parish and your communities. I pray God's blessing.